Representing Washington, D.C., the Love King. Ladies and gentlemen, start clapping now. Start clapping now. Start clapping now. Give it up. Representing Coppin State University, Raheem DeVaughn.
How y'all doing? I'm Raheem DeVaughn, a.k.a. the R&B. I want to see how she sounds. The R&B leprechaun. Clearly, I did not get the memo to wear my school colors, but shout out to Coppin State University one time up in here, and all the HBCUs that are in the house. You know, definitely got a story to tell. You know, remarkable story to tell. You know, graduating from High Point High School in 1993, immediately going to Coppin State University for a summer program. I was redshirted at the time. I was a distance runner. In high school. It was pretty good, distance runner. And I feel like that prepared me for my career, because I often compare my life and my career, my journey as a musician, songwriter, and producer. I compare it to a marathon, you know, where there's a in my mind, you know, I think of my career as a track. Where I'm running and my feet never stop moving. So, you know, where my competitors may run out of gas, or they stop to get some water, or, you know, they stop to just, you know, do something else, say this isn't for me, or their feet hurt, or they get a cramp. I'm one of those. I refer to my career as like a distance runner who never stops moving their feet. You know, so I might walk slow, I may sprint again, I might walk and take a little sip of water. But, you know, my feet never stop running, you know, and ever since my feet hit the ground at Coppin State University, you know, the summer of 1993, I set out to pursue a goal, a dream. You know, I fell in love with music, not to be cliche, but the first day of college, meeting some really cool guys that were singing and harmonizing. And I jumped right in, and I felt right at home. So much that after 3 semesters, I might be the only person in here that didn't finish, right? But you know, life is about decisions, you know, and you know, I feel like you know, the 3 greatest gifts that the Creator gave us is the gift of decision. Well, better yet, you know, my talk will be a little different. I want to before I give the jewels away, I'm just going to randomly pick out, what do you feel like the three decisions, the 3 gifts that God gave you, created? Yeah, or gives us as human beings. Okay. Okay. Okay, I'm my man, Bucket Hat, D. Chase. 3, Bueller. What would you say? What would you say the 3 greatest gifts we've been given by, you know, by the Creator, in your opinion, as human beings? Okay. 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 What's the third one? Got you. Okay, I'll take the 2. So yeah, 2. Both of y'all got y'all 2 for 2. So for me, it's the gift of decision, right? The gift of decision and free will, right? From the time we wake up in the morning, we have the gift of decision to, you know, whether you want to get out of bed, brush your teeth, eat something, fast, work out, how you want to feed your mind. Do you just jump on the phone? Do you read a book? Do you pray? So it's the gift of decision, right? And the free will of that, right? Another one is the gift of time. From the time we are born, we're running out of time, right? And the more time you bless with, the more you appreciate the time, and the more you realize that you are running out of time, you know? So it's something to be said for our youth or for our children, or like when we're young, when we're adolescents, that there's a state where we feel invincible. We feel like, when you were a kid, think about it, as a kid, you thought you were gonna live forever. And then the reality sets in that you lose loved ones, family members, siblings, children, and then the third one would be the gift of one another, right? And how we utilize that, abuse it, use it, protect the access to it, So for me, those are the three things that I think have, from the time. So, for example, the gift of decision, using the gift of decision to go to Coppin State University, even if it was for 3 semesters, if it wasn't for me taking that journey to Coppin, I wouldn't be where I am today. I wouldn't have fallen in love with the passion of singing and this art form, and at the time, being a big Jodeci music lover, some of my influences, Jodeci, Babyface, Devontae in particular, Devontae Swing as a producer and a songwriter, Babyface as a producer and a songwriter, Marvin Gaye, Stevie Wonder, Bob Marley, these are some of my early influences in my artistry. And I think, that people, Prince as well, I think people can still hear that, today in the music. But it also finding a way to find my own voice and understanding, like early in my career, that, you can either imitate, duplicate, or you can create. Like you create and find your own way to, to tell your story your way. And that people tend to want, it's cool to aspire to inspire. And we tend to all be influenced by someone or something, but you have to find your own voice in that. It's another thing that I learned early in the journey, transitioning, out of Coppin State University. Once I left Coppin State, I had many jobs before the world knew my name as Raheem DeVaughn. I worked at, from 16, I worked from Giant Food all the way through 21, 22. So I worked for Giant Food. I worked for Chevy Chase Bank, telemarketing, answering phones. I was the annoying guy that would call you and say, hello. And some of you were very rude and hung up on me and told me to take you off your list. Look at me now. I worked for Long Fence. I hated that job. That Long Fence was only the one. It was probably the only job that I irresponsibly just didn't go back. Running from dogs, knocking on doors, going into suburban neighborhoods, taking a risk of knocking on somebody's door. So Long Fence was that job sucked. I found my rhythm working at Foot Action. Foot Action. I worked at Foot Action at Wheaton Plaza Mall. All while still going back and forth from Maryland, PG County area to Baltimore. I spent a lot of time right down the street from Coppin State, Warwick and Baker on the west side. I said, yeah. So that was say from 93 to 1996, I was really just trying to find my way, going to real life university, understanding that, hey, I still have to make a living while I'm pursuing this dream, connecting with different artists. I had a really good artist friend of mine, Stello, who lived right there on Warwick and Baker, and that was my connection to Baltimore at the time, and going hanging out at Hammer Jacks and all these different places, and seeing all the phenomenal talent in Baltimore and the talent shows that would happen. It was a totally different atmosphere from DC and PG and what I had encountered, But in 1996 on Warwick and Baker, being in the wrong place at the wrong time, attempting to be a peacemaker between some young ladies that were having a fight, I was shot multiple times. And thank God, still here, thank the Creator. Um, and it was at that moment that I could say that I probably made me and the Creator, we made a deal that that if I lived, that I would use my gift for the purpose, for the purpose it is given for, And I think that's where I really got in tune with, the socially conscious side of my art form, my artistry, and then also had a newfound respect for time, right? And the gift of decision and free will and the gift of one another, right? Because life, comes at you fast and it comes at you hard. But if you stay tuned in and stay channeled in and locking in with self, I learned a lot about myself, like 1996 and beyond. And I realized that time is not to be wasted. It's not guaranteed to anyone. So I think that's when I became more aggressive. Along my journey, I met people that are in this room. It was funny because we were talking about day ones, and I realized that I'm in a chapter of my life where everybody that's around me is like a day one person. From like D Chase, right, to my brother Tone that's in here. Brother Tone, he these are all, they went to HBCUs too, by the way, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Lamar, as well, and so I started to meet key people that would be very important in my life, even if I didn't know why at that time, you know what I mean? But I was also moving around and hitting a lot of open mics, so much that people would think I would live in Baltimore because I would hit Warm Wednesdays with DJ Little Mike, Mike went to Morgan, right? Morgan State alumni? Yeah, right? And then, but I would also be at Bar None on Monday nights, right? U Street. And then I would also be in Philly for Black Lily. Yeah, I think a few of us would travel up to Philly but shout out to the Roots. So that became like my circuit to be able to shed, in between working at my last and final job, which was Tower Records, right? And at the time I didn't understand it. I think the one thing that I had in common with all of these that these jobs had, where they always put me in a position where I had to deal with the public. I was the first person that you spoke to when you came in, to the store, or the last person you dealt with when you left the register, or the person that chased you down if you tried to put a CD in your purse and you didn't pay for it. Working at Tower Records. But no, it taught me communication and the art of being able to deal with people, even if I didn't want to be there that day. Right? It's still that, as I'm representing this company, I need my job. So there's a certain way that you handle people. And, that it prepared me for days when I'm Raheem DeVaughn and I'm still human. And, every day I may not want to be Raheem DeVaughn. You know what I mean? I'm thankful for, the lessons and being able to, the skill set of being able to communicate with people and an exchange of energy. And it made it very easy to transition into doing meet and greets. Once, groups like Urban Ave 31 was founded, out of the DC areas, migrated to Baltimore. Shout out to D Chase, was probably one of the first managers we had. You know what I mean? I don't even know. I didn't really look at it as a manager, but more so just like a brother, like a big brother that was just stepping in and just making sure that we were good. You know what I mean? Yeah, it's been a wonderful journey. Urban Ave 31, the Crossroads with West Felton. Being able to curate our first projects, learning about what it is to be an independent artist. And taking that power into your own hands. All of these lessons and experiences. I kind of call them I think now we call it YouTube University. You know what I mean? Go to YouTube University, but there's no greater university or college or experience than life and the lessons that you learn just by moving through and navigating, Back in 2002. At that point, that was when I got my first record deal with Jive Records. Thank you. And it came at a time when I really wasn't looking for the deal. You know, they say things will find you when you're not looking for them. Yeah, you know, when you're just working towards the goal, and just, you know, and I always been self-driven, self-motivated. You know, I think the key to my success was the transformation of mastering the art of knowing versus the art of believing. You know, so a lot of times people tell us growing up, you know, well, believe in yourself, or the coach will tell you, believe yourself. You know, me, if I had to tell you anything, you know, one jewel from tonight, it's not the art of believing in yourself, it's the art of knowing yourself, and knowing that you can obtain it, and seeing it. You know, manifestation is real. You know, you have to be relentless in your fight. You have to make sacrifices, right? So you have to figure out what those sacrifices are, you know. And when you make the right sacrifices and you do it the right way, you know, I'm a product of that, you know. You know, Cat Williams said many things in that interview. he said it off for 2024, right? He said many things in the interview, but one of the things he said that resonated with me during his interview was the fact that, like, you know, he did it the right way. Not the best shortcut that I've ever heard of is this show right here, and the one that's on stage. You know what I mean? But in life, there won't be you know, many shortcuts that you can take to get to the key to success and the things that you want and deserve out of life. You know, along my journey and along the grind leading up to 2002, and even so far back as like copping in high school, I was always the guy that, I think the one thing I miss about CDs is, like, I was the guy that I read the credits. Anybody miss reading the credits to the music and seeing who produced it and who wrote the song and who played bass and who mixed and mastered the record and the thank yous and who's this person? I was always like the dot connector in that sense. So, you know, being a huge fan of, like, the bad boy era at the time, and you know, seeing artists like, you know, who were songwriters like Faith Evans and just key names. So there was this name that kept popping up, Chucky Thompson, that I would see. Rest in peace to Chucky Thompson. We lost him during COVID. Chucky was one of the original hitmen for Sean Puffy Combs when he founded Bad Boy Records, but he was from DC. So when I found out he was from DC, and, you know, growing up in the DMV area, I just felt connected even more. And my goal was to try to figure out how to infiltrate his camp, you know what I mean? So, good friend of mine, Wes Felton, the mother of his child, Remy, at the time was going to Howard University, and HU up in here, all right. I befriended them. I think we kind of met through the open mic scene and went to go hang out. They had this house they would go hang out. This is around the time, just kind of give you like a time stamp. We're talking like 95 at this point, because the Badu album had dropped. So that was a real iconic time for anybody that was in college. You know, whatever your vibe was, if you were playing spades or just kicking it at the crib, you always had, you know, they had the Badu playing, especially if you went to the HBCU, you know. And Lord and behold, Remy and her crew were like interns at Chucky Thompson's studio. So at some point I got an invite over to go hang out, and once I got in the door, I just like never left. I would sleep on the couch. I would sweep the floor. You know, I just kind of just moved in, and you know, and a lot of great records. I witnessed him create a lot of dope records. Young Guru, who went on to be Jay-Z's like right hand in terms of mixing all the records. Phenomenal DJ as well. A master of sound, and mixing and mastering all these things. I was there, we were there together kind of grinding it out at Life University. And great times, Fast forward, get the deal in 2002. From 2002 to 2005, I was on Jive Records. Pretty much 90% of the album was recorded already. And I was just kind of just sitting. And that's when I learned about the art of reinvention. And I started doing mixtapes out of frustration. I would take other DJs' music, and thank you. I would take other DJs' music. I would take other artists' music, inspired by 50 Cent, in particular the G Unit. I would take other people's music, and I flipped the beat a little bit, or a lot of it. Now, some would say that I was doing it with the intention of upstaging the artist whose track it was, but to be honest with you, it made it a lot easier. It made it easier, right? It made it a lot easier to jack a beat if it's a hit, right? It was something I just resonated to. So I was just doing my interpolation of something that, it was my way of saying like, hey, this is dope. Had I been called to be part of this, this is what it would sound like. Hey, I'm Raheem DeVaughn. If you want to, if you ever need me to come write something, we could jump on the record with you. This is what it'll sound like. So, yeah, man, that really propelled my career. One of the first beat jacks I did was like a Missy Elliott beat jack. You ain't let me down yet. At the rate you're going, the love you've been showing me. It's like a Baltimore classic. Yeah. And that became the thing so much that, when the label came down that I was signed to talk about, hey, we need you to play this R. Kelly record, or hey, we need you to play this Joe record, or hey, we need you to play this NSYNC record, or this Britney Spears record, or this, you name it, because Jive had all the artists, right? The PD started saying, well, what about this Raheem DeVaughn? Because this Raheem DeVaughn is going crazy out here right now. And, that forced the label's hand to put out the music. My first album, The Love Experience, which went on to be a classic. Next year is the 20-year anniversary of The Love Experience album. Yeah. And by the way, the Love Experience tour will be coming to a city near you. You pick a night, pick a city, Baltimore or D.C. We're going to pull up for sure. So the Love Experience album comes out, does very well. I do one of the first tours that I ever did. Was the that's the one of the first tours I ever did was a tour with my day ones that are in the room right now, And to bring it all full circle, my first #1 record was with the late great Chucky Thompson. It's a song called Woman. Right? I've done many exciting things. I've been a lot of beautiful places so far in my journey in life, and I still feel like I'm just scratching the surface of what I'm going to do musically, on stage and off stage as a community activist, right? As leader of my Love Life Foundation. If I had to leave you with anything as far as the key to success, it would be the personal Raheem DeVaughn PPP loan. It's prayer, preparation, and purpose. I'm Raheem DeVaughn, and I approve this message. Now, yeah, go ahead. Yeah, that was perfect. Go ahead, man. Now, I got one question tonight. All my ladies in the street spot and educated can hook up a home-cooked meal sometimes. We got any God-fearing women out there right now. Make some noise for yourselves, sisters. Brothers, make some noise for the sisters. You know I'm talking about the ladies. A lady in the street. A naughty woman in the bed. Hey, talking about the strong woman. A strong, strong woman. Oh, you can stand up. It's about to be a party. We're about to celebrate the women. This is the era of the woman. The black woman has always been God. And I got one more question. Are y'all ready for your first female black president? Make some noise up in here. Lob it up a little bit. Hey, hey, yeah, 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 yeah. Dedicated to women. Hey, hey, hey. I said, this is dedicated to you, and you. Oh yeah, this is dedicated to you, and you, baby. This is hey, hey. Listen, hey, hey. All the ladies say, say, oh yeah, I appreciate your style. And the number to take the carrying but the child. And the way you play dumb, even when we're living real fine. Even as a single parent mama, you still run me down somehow. You made a mess me somehow. I appreciate your shrimp, baby. How you never bite your lip and say what's on your mind. Thank you. How you a lady in the street in the freak when it's bedroom time. Thank you. How you gon' round with me, roll with me, tell me what's on your mind. Hey, hey, if you ain't got one, better search the world about a woman, a people woman, hey, a strong woman, a special woman. I see the beautiful woman, strong woman, hey, grown woman, hey, oh yeah, yeah. I appreciate your glow, the way you get angry with us and the way that you let us know. And I think it's so cute when you get so emotional. You know, till you pull your point, you just can't let it go. But I like that though, I appreciate so much, yeah. Like the I love you feeling, girl, when we touch. Like there's no do, don't be, and there's no world, yeah. And if there ever is a need to come on the road, yeah, to the rescue, then you better find you a woman, a strong, strong woman. I see the people woman, a strong, strong woman. I see the beautiful woman, strong woman, grown woman. Hey, I said to love me in a special way. You know the words sing. Street smart and educated. She got a good head on her shoulder. Sexy swagger with sex appeal. A grown woman hook up a home cooked meals. A grown woman exudes confidence. You better recognize one when a grown one sit. I said a grown woman knows how to tell you no. A grown woman knows when to let you go. You can have a big old car and a big old house, but next to God, nothing else amounts to a world. Hey, hey, I gotta thank the Lord, woman, special woman. I said the beautiful woman, hey, strong woman, hey, grown woman, yeah. When I get weak, I need a strong woman. Hey, 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 I gotta thank the Lord, woman. When I think about my mama, I think of a beautiful woman. Hey. Oh, 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 hey. Oh, 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 oh. You are appreciated. Hey, ladies, you can say thank you. Hey, I said you are appreciated. You say thank you. Hey, hey, hey. You are appreciated. Hey, hey. You are appreciated. Oh yeah, yeah. Hey, hey. You are appreciated. All the men help me say, you are appreciated. Hey, and all the men right now say, oh yeah, yeah. You are appreciated. I'm about to break it down, say, you are appreciated. Keep it going, come on, say. All right, everybody now switch. Come on, ladies. Thank you. We gotta get ours too. Thank you. Hey, what you say now? Thank you. Huh? Thank you. That's where the men get louder. You are appreciated. And you all, everybody in this room, you are appreciated. I'm Raheem DeVaughn. I just want to thank you. Shout out to Coppin State University. Just think, what if I would have never went to Coppin State University? So I hope you use your gift of decision and free will wisely. I hope you use the gift of time wisely, and I hope you use the gift and continue to use the gift of one another wisely. Again, I'd like to thank y'all for having me. Thank you so much. And I appreciate you equally. And I depart from here tonight, giving you the highest frequency of love, 528 megahertz. Peace and love, y'all. When I say love, you say life. Love. Love. I'm Raheem DeVaughn. Peace.
Ladies and gentlemen, one more time, Raheem DeVaughn. Now let's give it up for the man that made all this happen. Y'all give it up for Dr. Lamar Darnell Shields.
Can't do it without my director, Mark Laveau. Come on down, Mark Laveau. Let's give it up to director, Mark Laveau, my co-producer. Come on down here, Darius Wilmore, the set designer right here. Put your hands together for Kendra Banks, the set designer. All the dope storytellers. Make some noise for all the dope storytellers. Shout out to Emily and shout out to this amazing library. Let's give it up for DJ Leroy to the left over here. Make some noise for DJ Leroy. Give all of our storytellers a round of applause. Everybody did an amazing job. We'll be back here on Halloween. The next show is called Tales from the Hood. If you got a story, log on, share your story. This brother made it happen. Shout out to Raheem DeVaughn and Coppin. Shout out to all the HBCUs. Morgan State University, also one of our major sponsors. We appreciate you all. I know y'all sisters want to come up here, and I know y'all want to get some photos. This brother right here is about to do his thing with Usher. Do his thing tonight. Did y'all hear me say? With Usher in the building. Let's give it up for Raheem's management. Been on the road, hanging out with us, so we're so grateful. I don't know if my brother D Chase is still in. D Chase, come here real quick. D Chase, come on. D Chase, come on, make it quick, come on down. Give it up for this dope team. If it was not for my brother D Chase, I would not have met Raheem over 15 years ago. D Chase, I want you to just close us out real quick. We're gonna get up out of here.
Hey, first and foremost, give yourselves a round of applause because sometimes we take this journey for granted. And one of the things when Raheem asked me what's most important, it's the experiences that we have with each other. So love on each other, be with each other, support each other. I watched this young man when he was young. But when I heard him, God spoke to me, literally, and told me, listen, the world is gonna come through you, through him. And listen, when we dropped the Urban Ave 31 album, I got a call from the Canary Islands. And I had to look on the map to find out where the Canary Islands were. And he hasn't disappointed me, he hasn't disappointed his mother, and he hasn't disappointed his creator. Hey, I love you, brother. I wish you 1,000 more in your journey. And I also love you, brother, because I feel the same way about you.
We out of here, October 31st, Halloween show. Go out and talk about the show, the Shortcut Show. Give it up for these dope storytellers. Lincoln, Morgan, Coppin, Howard, Grambling State University, Hampton University. This brother loves Morgan State. He was the Muffin Man at Morgan State University. Alabama, Alabama A&M, Alabama State in the building. Tuskegee. Who else is left? My Wilberforce sister back here, UMES, Coppin State. We appreciate you all. Get on up out of here. Thank Emily on your way out. Thank these security guards because we went way over time. Y'all know how it is. We went to black colleges. You know that, right? We don't get nowhere on time, right? But we get to that calf on time for the set. Appreciate y'all. We out here. DJ Leroy, one more time, one more time, one more time. Give it up for this brother who works with these storytellers daily. Mark LeBeau in the building. We out of here. Keep it going.
Girl, I get the money if you make you mine, oh. If you love in every night, you make you mad, oh. Not only you give me love, but make me nice, oh, nice, oh, nice, oh. I feel make you mine, oh.